Great to have you with us here on WKYT. Planning ahead is key when it comes to managing your money, especially for families who are constantly on the go.
Jennifer Hunter, Associate Extension Professor at UK, joins us with some money-saving tips. Welcome, and we can all use those kind of tips. Save some money, a great thing.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank you all for having me.
You know, it's a beautiful time of the year in the fall, but it's also a stressful time for families, isn't it?
Right. We find the fall to be a very expensive time of year for families as we're coming off the summer months and everyone has gotten back into somewhat of a routine now. But our routines are very busy. If that's the kiddos going to soccer or ballet or art or music or staying after school or going to a sporting event or whatever it may be. And the busier our schedules are, the more we tend to spend to kind of compensate for having lack of time.
Yeah, it can be kind of crazy. What is one area where we tend to overspend the most?
So Americans in general tend to overspend on their food dollar. And so I read a study recently that talked about that 50.1% of all money that we spend on food is spent on food away from home. And so that is over half of our food budget that's being spent on food eaten out. And we all know eating food out is much more expensive than eating food at home. So sometimes we have to plan ahead when we have these busy schedules to make certain that we're spending that food dollar wisely.
Well, as you know, it happens. It's after that soccer game or after some event and everybody's hungry and that's what happens. So you say maybe even at the beginning of the week, kind of plan out the meals.
Right. So often when we talk about financial topics, one of the first things we're going to say is develop a plan ahead of time. So if that's on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, whatever it may be, to map out your plan for the rest of the week. Who's going where, when, and what is our meal schedule going to look like? And often we find that you can put some strategies in place. If it's packing snacks so that you're not tempted to get the kids something out of a vending machine, if it is planning our meals so that we can crock pot something, or even if we have, I know sometimes we have this in our house, it's kind of like a revolving door that someone has something at 4 and then 5 and then 6.
Yeah, you need a flow chart for all of that.
So if we can prepare a meal to where someone can just grab and go as they're coming in and out the door, and will keep us from maybe running through a drive-through to get that child or whatever something to eat.
Well, and I would think taking your lunch someplace could also be a little healthier because you can stop and think and you have control over what it is.
Right. So we often talk about that the better decisions we make with our dollar, the better health decisions we make too. So we can pack much more healthy items than what we are going to buy out. And also, you know, carrying a reusable water bottle with us everywhere we go keeps us from going to a vending machine and getting a soft drink or some type of sugar-sweetened beverage. And, you know, kiddos, once they get used to it, they really like having their water bottle. And they really like having their snacks with them too, or their meal with them too, because it gives them some power in picking what they have and take with them.
All right.
Good point.
Like the way you think, plan ahead and you can relax a little bit.
Exactly. Enjoy those events.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.